8 tips on how to approach women without being creepy. Many people struggle with what to do when approaching someone they like or someone they find beautiful, although it is not as complicated as people seem to find it. Make sure to not miss any tips I'll be giving away in this video, because you will be surprised at how easy it is. 8. Watch out for go signals. Instead of worrying about what to say or do when you approach someone, the first thing anyone should understand first is to know when to approach someone. Sometimes timing can make or break the game and decide whether you will be ignored or a first date will happen. There are signs you first need to look for before approaching anyone. The first sign is if someone looks relaxed, whether sitting or standing. When someone is in a positive mood, their body language will seem more open. This open body language can be signified by a shoulder moving toward you or freely moving arms and body. People with an open body language are more open to having conversations. On the other hand, do not approach someone if they clearly look upset, since they may have a bad day, and the last thing they will want is to get hit on by you. If you notice that they have been sneaking glances or smiling your way, this is a sign that they want to know you. So it's safe to say now is the time to start a conversation. The first thing anyone will say, do, or seem like will establish the first impression, so carefully choose your words and be mindful of your actions. An example of a wrong first impression is approaching someone who seems busy, and interrupting them in their process will immediately set the tone. 7. Keep in mind the power of eye contact. When the signal to approach someone has been established, it is time to know how important eye contact is. We have been fed the saying about eyes being the window to anyone's soul, or any variation to the quote, but it is always true when it comes to the flirtation game. Eye contact with anyone you are interested in shows confidence, as well as creates a feeling of closeness, which is crucial if you want anyone to believe that you genuinely are interested in them. Making eye contact with anyone you like triggers the brain to produce the chemical oxytocin, which is also known as the cuddle hormone. Although eye contact will not initially trigger feelings of deep closeness, it can help with establishing trust between the two people involved in the flirtation game. Once trust is there, anyone you are interested in will be more pliant to engage in the conversation. As you look into their eyes while you talk, you can also watch for other telltale signs like blink rate. If someone blinks fast, especially in the middle of the conversation, this can signal interest. Eyebrow movement is also a tremendous nonverbal communication indicator. Interest can be signified by an expressive eyebrow movement to a riveting story, while motionless eyebrows can mean boredom. Eye movement should also be watched. Someone moving their eyes from side to side or up and down can mean that they are not engaged in the conversation, so shifting the course of the conversation could be in order. 6. Remember to approach them from the side. If you are in the bar or club, or at a coffee shop, or a party or the dog park looking to approach someone you feel gives off the same vibe as you are giving them. You may be wondering what the best course of action is to approach them. One thing you need to remember is to be mindful of your posture and the position you will be approaching them. These things say a lot about how you carry and orient your bodies, which could signify a myriad of nonverbal messages. More than men would ever be, women are more guarded around strangers, so how you will approach them is crucial. The safest course is approaching them from the side rather than in front or from behind. Approaching them from the back or the front will give a sense of intimidation because they are surprised and fear that they may be attacked. If you are approaching on the sides, they will be able to see you coming on the periphery and be ready for your presence. Once you are in front of them and have managed to continue the flow of conversation after the awkwardness of small talk, make sure that you are facing them while they speak. This will make them know that you are listening and create a sense of bonding due to the eye contact. 5. Show them that you mean no harm. Some people will be more in-depth with nonverbal communication cues, and more often than not, it will be women who have leverage in this area. As soon as anyone approaches them, ladies are already reading and analyzing your every move, from your posture to your facial expressions to your walk, and deep down they are deciding how to feel about you. The key to making sure that they are safe and you mean well will be decided by body language, eye contact, and whether or not your hands are in view. To give off a warm reception, make sure that you are not communicating any feeling of defensiveness or nervousness on the prospect that you might be rejected. Do not steam ahead looking down, as it might convey insecurity, or with your arms crossed, which can seem arrogant to some. Stand straight and look at them with a smile as you approach. The next is eye contact, which has already been explained on the point above. They will be able to see your intentions through your eyes, so it's essential to hold it, but make sure you blink. The last thing to assure them that you mean no harm is to keep your hands in view. This tactic will be a reassurance that you are not there to hurt them. 4. Make it worth their while and prove that you are worth their attention. People are wary of strangers. This is a known fact. When you were young, you might remember our parents reminding us not to talk to strangers. It's embedded in our subconscious, which we carry with us as we grow old and enter the world of dating. This statement especially holds true for women who are more on edge and wary around men they don't know. Questions will pop up in their brains like, what do they want? Or most notably, are they someone I can trust? The faster you get to answer their nonverbal questions with nonverbal and verbal communication, the more they are able to relax and keep their guards down. What you will say will depend on the situation and location. You can either be in a laundromat, or a dog park, or a coffee shop, or a bar. Either way, make sure that all communications will easily convey your intentions to get to know them. You can ask them for advice, whether what to eat or order in the coffee shop, or where they bought that great-looking dog leash. Asking for advice will determine if both of you have something in common. You can ask them for a favor, which can go both ways, like looking at your stuff as you use the comfort room, and you can strike a conversation when the favor is done. Make them feel that you are worth their time. 3. Take care of yourself and try to be cute. This may seem a little superficial and shallow, but how you look will matter when it comes to the flirtation game. Of course, there is still the personality, but people don't see your character right away in a single eye contact, so looking good and taking care of yourself to look good is still in order. Looks are also where the sexual attraction will begin, although it is not the only component. You can also see this centered on the idea of online dating and apps like Tinder, where the only decision for you to swipe left or right will be based on a person's picture. Looks will also determine whether a potential partner is healthy and age-appropriate. Making an effort to look attractive and desirable to a particular person is the first step. Maybe people have told you they love your blue eyes. Why not wear something of the rosier color to make them pop? Maybe you have great style, then always dress to impress. Taking care of yourself will make you look cute to the person you are looking to get to know, but it will also make you feel good about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, you are confident, which will reflect and seep through everywhere, from your posture to your aura to your conversation game. 2. Make them laugh. If all other conversation starters failed, the best and most foolproof way is to make them laugh. There are more possibilities of success in the flirtation game if someone tries to be funny and the other person laughs at the joke or the anecdote. A great sense of humor is a great signifier of intelligence, and being smart is always a plus on anyone's dating requirement. If you have a sort of dry, self-deprecating humor that you are able to take yourself lightly, this actually involves a lot of self-confidence and humility. Somebody that could make me laugh is also some of the people's requirements for a potential partner. Humor also doesn't mean that you need to bust out jokes after jokes every single conversation. It can be embedded in anecdotes on enjoyable conversations that will involve flirting, although with the goodwill come the extreme where people are so cheerful and self-deprecating that it becomes a little damaging. This might indicate a lack of seriousness that many people will find unattractive for a future partner that will make decisions with them. 1. Know the do's and don'ts. Now let's move on to the do's and don'ts of how to approach someone, and let's start with the don'ts first to end with a good note. First, don't touch them at the first meeting. Next, don't brag and avoid innuendos or sexual comments in the conversation. Don't let the first word out of your mouth be a cliché pickup line as much as possible. And please don't just say hi at first and then expect them to spearhead and keep the flow of conversation going. The last thing is don't be afraid of rejection. It is integral to understand that if someone doesn't want to talk to you, you just need to move on. And it is not the end of the world. Instead, you can smile genuinely. When it comes to compliments, compliment them on anything other than their body. They might have beautiful green eyes, and you can tell them about how beautiful you find them. Don't forget about your body language and how important eye contact is. Be comfortable and confident in yourself because they will feel if there is a slight hesitancy, and confidence, albeit not too much, is always attractive. Approaching any person in a non-creepy way is not a challenging feat, and it shouldn't feel as daunting as you think. Just as long as you are confident and have the best intentions, you are going a long way. Also, remember to take rejection with grace, since there is nothing scarier than someone who won't take the hint. If you liked today's video, please give it a like and subscribe for more content like this.